I actually kind of like this scene.
I don't.
No? Why don't you like this scene?
Because it's stupid.
Care to elaborate?
Some slime got on the wheel of her carriage and moved it around to the point where they dig in the street later for no reason. So it was clearly a very, very terrible way to shoehorn in Sigourney Weaver's character for no reason whatsoever.
Well, it doesn't make any sense, but like the out of control carriage, like I think that's fun. Well, there's little Jason Reitman, who went on to become a fine filmmaker in his own right. I really like his movie, oh my god, I'm breaking things. Young Adult, I like that movie. Yeah, I remember seeing this. This may be my first, like cinematic disappointment, seeing this in the theater as a kid. Where even as a kid, I was like, this is the same movie. Like when I was old enough to understand things like that.
But it's believable.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're older dudes that work in a university as frauds.
As frauds.
The fact that they're schlubs is part of just what makes it work.
Yeah.
Right.
I do like Bill Murray in this scene.
This is a good scene.
This is a fun
funny.
scene. It just doesn't really make much
When
sense.
the Ghostbusters are underdogs, it's fun.
Yeah. I do like Janos. He's a nice new addition because he's something different. Even though he serves the same story function as Rick Moranis in the first movie,
Right.
He's weird, and I like him. He has some good lines. I think one of my favorite lines in this movie is when it just happened, where he says, "Everything you're doing is wrong. I want you to know this."
I really like when Venkman asks him, like, he's like, "Where's that accent from? Where are you from?" And he's like, "The Upper West Side."
Yeah, he's something different for this movie
He ripped
when
that
everything
off
else is
from
so.
Short Circuit.
Oh, really?
Where are you from? Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, the Indian character? In
Yep.
it? Well, damn you, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Or saying that that's an ad lib.
Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver broke up after the first movie, so they could have a romance blossom in this one again.
Right.
The only difference is that she has a kid.
Yep.
Like after all the events of the first movie, a giant marshmallow man walked down the city streets, but no one believes in anything supernatural anymore.
Because proof of the existence of ghosts would change the world too much. You still want to ground the movie in reality.
So, But you're right, it would change society dramatically. And writing that kind of thing into a sequel would be complex.
Do you remember back in the day we used to joke about calling up Harold Ramis and asking him that if you shot a living person with a proton pack, would their soul be caught in the stream?
It'd say, "Leave me alone, I'm trying to sleep." This movie sucked.
Don't take any risks, Mike. Don't take any risks.
I remember playing Ghostbusters on the playground as a kid.
So
Now kids just use cell phones.
They use their Ghostbusters app.
There's an app for that.
I don't know how to play. What do I do?
And then it just brings up a movie, and then you just watch the movie. That's the imagination app. And the courtroom scene is the equivalent of the Sedgwick Hotel scene from the first movie.
Yep.
And I wonder with this how much of it is, because I don't think anyone in the movie, like especially Bill Murray, was like that excited about making this. And it kind of comes across, but I wonder how much of the script turning out the way it did is laziness on Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis's part, and how much of it is just the studio saying, just give us the exact same thing.
Well, isn't Dan Aykroyd the one that absolutely loves the Ghostbusters, though? He's the paranormal freak in real life.
Yeah. Especially around this time, had so many ideas. Like, why would he just want to rehash the first movie?
I saw a UFO documentary with Dan Aykroyd on it.
And one time I had this long conversation with Dan Aykroyd about UFOs, and I thought it was like Einstein was hiding inside of a comic genius.
It was just terrible. Just babbling about UFO nonsense.
I think I watched part of that. Yeah.
So let's rope them in.
You know, as a kid, it always bugged me that they weren't wearing their uniforms during this scene.
They're in a courtroom.
I know! I was a kid! I wanted to see the Ghostbusters in their jumpsuits shooting ghosts, not in suits.
You'll see plenty of that later.
That's right. We're back. All of a sudden.
With a slightly uglier car.
And then, the sign. We visited the Ghostbusters fire station once, and they let them keep that sign after this movie. They have it hanging in the on the inside of the building. I like this ghost, the jogger ghost.
That's a good bit.
Something that always bothered me as a kid about this toaster scene coming up, and it's a minor nitpick, but it bugged me. They pour the slime in there, and it dances around, and then 2 pieces of toast shoot out. Wouldn't the toast have slime all over it? Where'd the slime go?
The slime all went in the toaster around the toast, okay? I don't know if this scene has an equivalent.
Where they're examining the painting?
Yeah.
No?
Now, I'm assuming the museum didn't call them. They're just kind of barging in here. Theoretically, Janusz could just call the cops and have them removed. They have no legal right to be in here in the painting restoration area.
Bill Murray's
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Just
distracting him because he keeps telling them to get out. So they just got their firehouse back? Just like that? Or were they paying rent on it for 3 years?
5 years.
I guess they purchased it, right? They
put out a third mortgage on Ray's house.
At 18%, you didn't even argue.
And that's an aspect of the movie, the first movie I really love is there's things I've appreciated about that movie, different things as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
Like that's the most recent one is all the detail put into like these schlubby guys trying to start a business. Like I like that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. He spends this whole movie wearing this jacket. He's never in his costume. It'd be all right if I knew it was like a character choice and not just Bill Murray not wanting to wear the stupid costume anymore.
It's
funny at the end of the first movie when everyone's covered in marshmallow fluff and he just has like a tiny bit on his shoulder. And if you're gonna cut out the little side story with Ray getting possessed, why include this where he's like staring at the painting and because that doesn't pay off in any way.
Maybe
at
just
the
a
very end, it kind of vaguely does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not.
No, it does. It does. He
Well-
takes over Ray's body at the end.
It doesn't.
It goes by so quick though. It's like, why do it at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do anything?
I guess because you have to have something happen in the movie, especially at the end, to make it seem like there's some sort of threat.
That's the only thing that happens that's some kind of interesting twist or anything.
Yeah.
Because really all they do is just...
They just shoot at it with slime and proton packs.
Okay. What is this, the room? Go.
No, that shot didn't go on long enough for it to be the room. Oh, Winston has something to do in this scene.
Oh,
He saves the day
he comes in with a fire extinguisher.
because Bill Murray doesn't care. So he's not in half the movie. So they gave us something that he would do to Winston.
Yep.
I did like he was on Letterman a few years ago, and Letterman mentioned he's like, they did Ghostbusters, and there was a Ghostbusters 2, and then Bill Murray just goes, well, technically, yeah. There was a moment here that kind of creeped me out as a kid, though, when they're yelling and they hear the echo, and then Winston yells and there's no echo.
Yeah, and the ghost train, don't forget about that.
Because, yeah, trains have souls, I guess.
Ghost trains are a thing.
There's, you know, the ghost ships, ghost trains about the equivalent of a ghost ship. I'm okay with that.
That's interesting, Richie's saying that the slime was a toy sold before this movie existed.
Yeah.
I did not know that, and it completely explains the existence of this movie. Now, Sigourney Weaver, her character knows that this is a serious threat, and she just doesn't care. She just wants to go out to dinner.
Janine should
Oh my
not
God.
like this man at all. This is so wrong.
They're nerds because they have glasses.
They're quirky. They're both quirky.
I'm usually very psychic about these things. I believe you're gonna die. Fancy dinner scene being interrupted, the equivalent of the Tavern on the Green scene.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And these are all smart people. They're smart scientists. They're acting completely out of character here to be like freaking out and flipping slime everywhere.
They get excited.
Yeah, this doesn't bother me.
Nobody's bothered by the fact that the three of them dress the same all the time. They're grown-ass men.
What, Jesse, what the fuck are you doing here?
She just appeared.
Weird. Are you a ghost?
I'm a ghost.
Oh no.
Yeah, why are they all wearing like long underwear now?
That Winston is there is weird. He should just be, I want to go home now.
Yeah,
my paycheck.
Yeah.
They really should have played up Winston just being a guy.
It would have made him interesting.
It would have, yeah, other than him just
'Cause-
being there for no reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand what they're talking about.
The mayor's just completely skeptical, even though all this has happened before. Don't they try and explain some reason why people would not believe them?
Mass delusion.
Mass
probably.
delusion or something like
Yeah.
that. Like one just completely stupid line.
Bill Murray should just still be in his suit.
I'm not gonna wear the straitjacket in this scene. Yeah, the idea that there's some sort of like threat, like the slime or whatever it could be, that is feeding off the negativity of New York City is an interesting idea.
But you'd have to show like New Yorkers being terrible to each other in order
Yeah,
for it
they
to
don't
work.
they don't establish any of that in this.
Yeah, there should be like horrible riots happening outside.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
city
early on in the
burning.
movie, you show people being dicks to each other.
If that's your only concept. If the slime is just making people angry, but they have to throw ghosts in there on top of that.
Right.
So they can't do both.
So yeah, here's our ghost nanny Janosch, complete with ghost baby carriage.
You can't have a Ghostbusters movie without ghosts.
Yeah.
And then it would actually work at the end when everyone starts cheering for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Which is a corny ending in its own right, but if you're going to do something like that, you have to establish that everybody's being assholes to each other.
so okay, Vigo wants a new body.
Yes.
Even though he comes out of the painting at the end, so he has a body.
Yeah.
What's a ghost body? He doesn't want a ghost body. He wants a baby body.
Oh, that's right. They have to do this. I was like, why didn't he just go and fly a ghost out to grab a baby like 6 days ago? But they have to do it some ritualistic New Year's Eve
Yeah,
thing.
there's
Yeah.
some explanation for
I
it.
forgot about that. They're in jail. I mean, the hospital.
Mike, they changed it from jail to the hospital. That's something different, all right?
Hey,
Oh look, he put on the suit.
It's the end of the movie.
Way
He
to be a
has
team player, Bill Murray. Yeah, going back to what we were saying about like collaboration and stuff, the comedies, the generation of comedies and comedians after this era was so different. It was like everything was a vehicle. Like there was the Jim Carrey vehicles, there's the Adam Sandler vehicles. Like there's
Yeah.
just that one funny person. Oh, we're coming up on your favorite scene, Mike.
What scene's that?
Oh, you know what scene that is.
Oh God. You know, I don't. I've tried to rewatch this movie a couple of times. I don't think I ever got this far. I don't think I ever got to the Statue of Liberty part.
Really?
And-
Since originally seeing it?
Yeah, I
Wow.
vaguely recall they had a Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Well, this is where I completely start hating the movie.
Yeah.
With the Statue of
Most of the
Liberty.
movie is a tired rehash, and then you get to this, and this is just dumb.
It's also a rehash, though. They wanted a giant thing walking down the street.
Yeah.
Sure. They can control whether the slime is positive or negative now?
They established that earlier. I said when the Egon made love to it.
So do you think all these tanks of slime here, Egon had to fuck all those? And that's how they made it all positive?
That's why it looks different. It's both slime and semen.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh.
There's a deleted scene of Egon just fucking those tanks.
Isn't there a different area in the place you can hide the baby? Here, this is when they got knocked down by Gozer.
Yeah, that's just because they didn't want to act anymore. They're like, can we just lay here for the rest of the scene?
They got.
Yeah, the
No.
Ghostbusters are really... Vigo's plan is inherently flawed, isn't it? Because the Ghostbusters don't defeat Vigo. The singing does.
Well, the
No,
singing
they shoot
weakens
him.
him, and then they shoot at him.
They shoot him with their guns.
And then they shoot at him, and that's it.
But it makes him flee back into the painting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, his whole thing is he'll have enough power and he can do it then. No, just shoot it.
Just shoot it.
It's the laziest fucking way they could have ended this movie. And that's what they went with.
Whatever.
Happiness.